78 years old. Most men at that age are slowing down, but Ernie Hudson, he's still walking into movie sets looking like he's 30 years younger. Broad shoulders, lean muscle, energy that doesn't quit. But here's the truth. His fitness journey didn't start because he wanted abs. It started with something far more serious, a cancer scare that changed his life forever.
In 1998, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. In 2011, I was diagnosed with rectal cancer.
That moment would push Ernie to completely reinvent his lifestyle, not just for the screen, not just for the fans, but for himself, his family, and his future. You've probably seen Ernie before, the jumpsuit-wearing Ghostbuster, the prison warden in Oz, the grieving father in The Crow, or the wise mentor in LA's finest. 5 decades in Hollywood, dozens of films, a career that refuses to slow down. But behind the lights, the cameras, and the fame was a man learning the hard way that health is everything.
In 1998, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. That was treated. I got past that. And in 2011, I was diagnosed with rectal cancer. It was devastating. It came very close to dying. But thankfully, because of early prevention, being up on my medical exams and so forth, I'm able to be here and talk to you about this. So if, especially an actor, if you were to get cancer, you don't want anybody to know because they might not hire you. There's always that fear. So much of what we go through is so covered in fear. And I just want to say, let's step out of the fear into this space of caring for each other.
The wake-up call. And it did catch up. The cancer scare was the turning point. Doctors gave him news that forced him to face his own mortality. In that moment, Ernie had 2 options: ignore it or fight back. Fight for his health, fight for his life.
Older, you realize that you're never going to do the things that you know you should do. You're never going to eat the way you should. I've done every diet that you can imagine. At some point, you have to just try to be a little bit better. I don't eat fast food, even though about every 8 or 9 months, I'll be driving past a McDonald's and something will take over my steering wheel and I'll find myself in the drive-thru. That only happens rarely. I don't have any rules of I don't eat. When I make a rule, every part of me wants to break it, so I don't make rules. There's a price to pay for everything, and unless I want to really pay that price, it's best to just leave it alone.
That promise became his mission. And step by step, Ernie built the foundation of the body you see today. A body that isn't just about muscle, it's about strength, energy, longevity, and discipline. So how does Ernie Hudson, at almost 80, still maintain the kind of physique most men dream about? It comes down to 5 things, 5 non-negotiables that keep him looking strong, sharp, and ready for whatever life throws at him. Habit number 1, consistency over intensity. Ernie knows it's not about going all out one day and quitting the next. It's about showing up every single day. No excuses, no shortcuts, just consistency, even when filming, even when tired, even when he doesn't feel like it.
Look like I'm in shape. I was told when I hit my 50s, things would change. Nothing changed. 60s, nothing changed. 70s, things changed. I had a visitor, Mr. Jiggles, came to live at the bottom of my stomach here. So I have to get to a gym, but it's changed a bit too because my body naturally bulks up. Size is not my friend. Even now at 78, I can't be grandpa looking like the Hulk.
This mindset keeps Ernie disciplined because consistency builds habits, and habits build results, not just for the gym, but for life. Habit number 2, strength training. At his age, most men are losing muscle, but Ernie is still building it. Why? Because strength training is non-negotiable. He lifts weights, he trains his core, he focuses on the basics: push, pull, squat, press, the movements that keep him functional, strong, and lean.
A long time ago, can you do this? And of course you can't say no. It's like, of course I can. That's when it gets intense. I love when we're talking and I can lift the weights and I can get through that, but it's that aerobic push at the end that I dread.
And he's right. Muscle isn't just about looking good, it protects the body. It keeps the metabolism firing, and it slows down aging. Habit. 3. Functional training and movement. Ernie doesn't just lift weights, he moves his body, push-ups, pull-ups, core work, stretching, functional training that keeps him agile. Because fitness isn't just about size, it's about movement, and Ernie wants to move well for decades to come.
At 78 years old, I'm at a point where I have to do something, but I'm not a gym rat. I'm not going to be going to the gym every day. So I'd say 3 times a week, never more than an hour. I try to keep my heart rate down to not much above 130. And I think at a certain stage in life, it's just common sense stuff. I don't want to break anything. I don't want to over push anything.
That's why his workouts balance strength with function. He trains not just for today, but for tomorrow. Habit. 4. Mindset and mental health. For Ernie, fitness isn't just physical, it's mental. The discipline of showing up, the focus of pushing through, the clarity of treating his body like it matters. It keeps him sharp, not just in the gym, but in life, in Hollywood, and in his relationships.
Feeling good and being positive about life, and never really giving myself too much credit for being too smart. There's a verse in the Bible that says, "Vengeance is mine, so leave it up to the universe to settle scores." I just want to feel good and find ways to love.
And that's the real power of his journey. Not just a strong body, but a strong mind. Habit number 5, nutrition and discipline. After his cancer scare, Ernie knew he had to change how he fueled his body. No more mindless eating, no more junk on set, no more ignoring what his body was telling him. Now his nutrition is about one thing fueling longevity: lean proteins, vegetables, whole foods, hydration, nothing fancy, just discipline.
I don't have any rules of I don't eat. When I make a rule, every part of me wants to break it, so I don't make rules. There's a price to pay for everything, and unless I want to really pay that price, it's best to just leave it alone.
And it shows. At nearly 80, his body isn't just surviving, it's thriving because he feeds it the right way. Ernie Hudson's story isn't just about Hollywood. It's not just about muscles. It's about fighting for life. A man who took a second chance and built a body and a mindset that refuses to quit. 78 years old, still working, still training, still inspiring.
That role changed your life?
Well, I don't know. It's like 40 years. When you look back at your life, I mean, it's over half my life. I know it made some changes, certainly as I was building my career, but I can't say specifically, being in this movie or that role did this or that. It didn't, from that movie, a huge part came. Or from that movie, I moved into a big house, but it certainly just added to, the work, the career, and it's been a step-by-step process.
And that's the message. It's not about fame. It's not about Hollywood. It's about health. It's about discipline. It's about never giving up on yourself. Ernie Hudson, actor, icon survivor, but more than that, a reminder that no matter your age, no matter your obstacles, your second chance can start today.